third unit. In this third unit, first of all, we have discussed about the modern control theory. What is the role of modern control theory in comparison to conventional or classical control theory? Then we discussed about the concept of states and how we represent mathematically some systems, some physical systems in terms of state space model. Okay, and there is some standard format to write equations of a physical system, and that standard representation is called state space representation. We already solved numerical about mechanical system and then electrical system. Now we start the new topic of linearization of nonlinear mathematical models. First, you need to understand what is linear and nonlinear. A system is linear if the principle of superposition applies. Okay. What is the principle of superposition? It states that the response produced by simultaneous application of two different forcing functions is the sum of the two individual responses. Okay, so if you apply some input to this system, say u1, you will get output y1. It is the system, same system. And for the same system, if you apply input u2 and you get output y2. Now I'm having the same system S, and simultaneously I apply u1 and u2 simultaneously. Okay, so this is the principle of superposition that states that the response say response is y, produced by simultaneous application of two different forcing functions. So what are those forcing functions? u1 and u2 is the sum of the two individual responses. So this y will be equals to y1 plus y2. Clear? So this is the superposition principle. This will not be valid if the system is not a linear system. The system must be linear, then only this principle will apply. A nonlinear system does not follow the principle of superposition. But if I talk about this universe or any system around you, everything is nonlinear, nothing is linear. There is no system, no physical system, even some abstract system, they are not linear at all. Everything is non-linear. But they are linear only in limited operating range. For a particular range, they may behave like non-linear, but overall, they are not linear at all. So in control engineering, normal operation of a system may be around an equilibrium point. That is also called operating point. Clear? So when you perform some automatic control operation, we need to operate. The system is required to operate in a certain range of parameter values. Okay, and that range, that particular point around which it operates, that is called equilibrium point or operating point. So in that particular range, you can linearize your nonlinear system. That linear condition only this system, because for nonlinear system, designing controller is not an easy task, because whatever input you give, you cannot predict about the output. Output may be catastrophic. So it is important that first you define the particular range in which it will operate, and you design the controller for that particular range. Okay? That will be a safer controller. Hence, a linear system is equivalent to a nonlinear system considering within a limited operating range. Such a linearized model is very important in control engineering for various analysis. The linear model of a nonlinear model can be derived using Taylor's series expansion. Okay, maybe in mathematics you have studied this Taylor series, so we will try to understand it, that how we can convert a nonlinear system in linear system. So consider a nonlinear system. We are saying that this y is equals to fx is a nonlinear model, and we want to linearize it around an operating point, say x and y. So these are range x bar and y bar. These are equilibrium point. Okay, that my system will work in this range, say x bar, around this. Okay, its output will be around this. Okay, similarly for second parameter, the y bar, it is defined, this y bar may be 5, 6, 7, 8, anything. So this is my y bar value. So the system output will work just around this operating value. Okay, then we can make it linear. If it goes outside this operating value, like very far from the operating value, like this, then we cannot say it is linear, but nearby the operating value, we can say it will be linear. So let's expand this y is equals to fx using the Taylor series. As you know, in Taylor series, y is equals to this fx at the operating point will be fx bar. Okay, x bar is your operating point. Then derivative of this function df over dx. Okay, df over dx into x minus x bar. Okay, x is any variable, while x bar is given to you a particular numerical value, operating value. Okay. Then plus 1 upon factorial 2. This is a Taylor series opening. Okay. Expansion of Taylor series. 1 upon factorial 2 d2f over dx square x minus x bar whole square plus and so on. If x minus x bar is very small, because I am saying very near to this x bar. Okay, for example, this is my x bar value. Okay, this is operating point x bar, and the system output is very near to my operating range. Okay, so this curve is for x. So the difference between x and x bar will be very small if it works in a particular range. Say this is upper limit, this is lower limit. So if it works in a particular range, this difference is very small. Then higher order terms may be neglected. Okay, because if x minus x bar is say 0.01, then again if you take square of this, it will be very small, say 0.00001, because it is square here, so it will be very small. So this whole term will be equivalent to 0. You can neglect it. Okay, you can neglect it. So you are remaining with this thing, y is equals to, of course, y is equals to yf, yfx. So y bar will be equals to yfx bar. So this fx bar can be written as y bar df over dx into x minus x bar. So linearized equation will be this one. This is your final equation. Y minus y bar is equals to k into x minus x bar, where k is nothing but the differential of function with respect to x. Okay, and you put the limit x is equals to x bar. Let's try to understand it with the numerical problem. Here it is an example. Linearize the following nonlinear equation around an operating point x bar is equals to 2. This is the operating point. Say I will put x bar. This is my nonlinear equation. Generally, I tell you, when an equation is nonlinear, it will be having some square term, cubic term, exponential term, okay, sinusoidal, sine, theta, trigonometric term. So such type of systems are nonlinear, or you can check it by the principle of superposition. So y is equals to 0.2 x cube. It is a non-linear equation, and you need to convert it into the linear equation. So from the expansion, you have this formula: y minus y bar is equals to k into x minus x bar. So I write this y minus y bar k into x minus x bar. Y bar you have to calculate. X bar is given to you here. Okay, x bar is 2. So y bar what will be what? Y bar will be equals to 0.2 x bar cube. So you put this value here. X bar you know, so you have this y bar. So you have y bar, you have x bar. Both value you calculated. Now you have to calculate this k, which is given by df by dx. Okay, so k is df by dx, while x is equals to x bar. So you take ddx of function f. What is your function f? F is given to you 0.2 x cube. This is your function. You put here, okay, and here it will be x bar is given to you at 2. When you differentiate it, you will have 3 multiplied by 0.2, 3 multiplied by 0.2 into x square. So it will be 0.6 x square. And at the value of x bar is equals to 2, operating point. So you put this x is equals to 2 here. So k value is here. So you get the k value as well. You put value of k, you put value of y bar, you put value of x bar. So what you will have? Y minus 1.6, k value 2.4, x minus x bar is 2. So finally the equation will be y is equals to 2.4x minus 3.2. This is my final linearized equation. Now if you want to check whether this equation and this equation, nonlinear equation, this is the obtained linear equation, produce the same result. Let's check. So actual result using the actual nonlinear equation around operating point x bar is equals to 2. First I will put the value x bar here in the original equation. This is my original nonlinear equation. So I get 0.2 multiplied by x bar cube, that is 1.6. Now this was the actual result. Now we get the approximated result using the linear equation. Okay, using this linear equation here. I put here 2.4, x is 2, x bar is 2, minus 3.2, and I found it is also giving the same result 1.6. So both the equation, linearized equation and this original non-linear equation, both are giving the same result when you solve it about the operating point x is equals to 2. So same result is obtained by both the linear and non-linear equation. However, approximated linear equation may not give same result as the actual nonlinear equation if the operating point is changed. Okay, if we check these equations, say as at very far from the operating point, say at x is equals to 5, then both the equations this and this equation will not give the same result, because suppose this is your operating point, say 2, x is equals to 2. This is your operating point line, x is equals to 2. And if your system is like very far from the operating point, say x is equals to 5, then the result of both the equation will not be same. But if it is very near to operating point, say x is equals to 2.1, then the result will be almost same, like 2.1 will be almost same. Clear? So this is how, using this formula, you can obtain the linear model of a nonlinear equation.